Hello, what's up, guys? Hello, hello. Hi, Bill. Hi, Spider. Hi, John. Hi, Naresh. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Michael. Hi, Otto. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. Ying. How you doing? What's up, Owen? Thanks for the how many months now? Plenty of months. Thank you for the 30 months. How are you? Happy weekend, guys. Who is taking the day off tomorrow? Who lives in the US, sorry, and is taking the day off? Hi, Philip. Good to see you. How's it going? What's up, Bishop? What's up? What's up? Good to see you guys. Hi. I'm here. I made it. Good stuff. Bishop, dude, thank you for the 5 gifted. Hey, let's go. Thank you. Thank you. We are one contributor away from a hype train. Hello, Bonell. Hello. Hello, Joe. Long time no see. I've been streaming almost every single day. Hello. Good to see all of you. Well, there's multiple Joes in here. Hi to all of the Joes. Hey, Spin. Hi. Good to see you. Thank you so much. And off we go. Thank you, Calvin. I'm working on it. I feel really good, though, after playing 1510 the other day. I feel so much better about chess now. Like, it feels like when I make mistakes, it's not as annoying or tilting, because when I make them, it's like, okay, I didn't, make them because I was rushing for the most part. I made them because I didn't know, and so it's like, I'm learning. But with 10-0, it definitely feels like it's more about just bad timing. Yeah, it takes a while. Chess is kind of a difficult category to build viewers. I haven't met a bad Joe either, truthfully. When you don't feel like playing or streaming, well, I just do it. I don't tell myself anything. Like, I think that that's one of the things that really helps to continue going, is realizing that you don't always need to be motivated. In fact, motivation is not the key to success. It's the ability to be consistent, the ability to not overthink things and just do them. Because there are times where I definitely don't feel like doing it, but I kind of know I should or have to. And like, that's it. Like, I don't need to argue about it in my head. Just do it, So thank you, Philip. Thank you. Appreciate it. Build internal piece of movement compass. I'm trying to understand what that means. Do you mean like a coordination of the moves? Hello, John. Hello, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. A specific niche. A niche for what? Hi, Junka. Trying to understand. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's, that's the thing. It's not even like a mental thing. It's more so like a characteristic that you build over time, where you can continue doing things even when you don't really want to, but know that you should. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're about to do something really uncomfortable, the best thing that you can do is just do it by turning off your brain for even a few seconds. And that's really how that goes. The second thing I would say is just starting it. The moment you start it, it's so much easier. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Like, if you're feeling like you don't want to do something, tell yourself, okay, I'm at least gonna open whatever I need to open. Like, I'm gonna open chess.com, I'm gonna open Chessable, I'm gonna open the lesson, and then go from there. Sometimes just literally taking that step to like have it in front of you, that makes it so much easier. Thanks again, Philip. Thank you for the donos. My niche is chess. One of my niches, yeah. I mean, I have the other channel that's been doing well. Yeah, exactly. It's a little difficult. Like, this is definitely like a thing with just, the ability to just do it without thinking. Like, I don't know what that, like, what word you would use to describe that. You know what I mean? Like, it could be fortitude to a certain extent, right? But it's not always like painful per se, but I guess it could be. If you're lacking motivation, sometimes it is very painful to start. So fortitude is probably a good word. And sometimes it's just like literally just you don't want to do it. Yeah, self-discipline is probably the like the overall, the canvas of it. Uh and yes, it falls under self-discipline, and it takes a lot of time to, reach that point where I think that you can where you can do something even when you don't really want to. And sometimes, you're going to struggle with that. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you really don't want to do something, maybe just don't, but if it's like a consistent pattern, that is when you have to kind of look further into it and recognize what the issue is there. But I would just say keep trying, you know what I mean? Like, just try to do it. Like, try to open it, at least have it open and then go from there. Like, try not to think about too much about it, like overthink yourself out of something too. I think that helps as well. And you're gonna build it over time, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be fine. But it's a skill that's built over time. Yeah. Yeah, it becomes autopilot, exactly. Just like with everything, right? Like, it becomes autopilot the more you do it. It becomes a habit. So you can treat this as a habit too. The ability to like do things you don't want to do is something that, again, just requires effort to reach a point where you can just do something without wanting to do it. Just like everything else is kind of just a skill, truthfully. Yeah, it happens. Like, there are days where I procrastinate, dude, like where I don't get enough done. There are definitely days like that, but there's also like I give myself moments like that where I just don't get things done, but I also am able to tell myself that I like, really need to get this done and just do it without thinking about it, even if I don't want to do it. So it's like, it's kind of fine to have both of those. Doesn't always need to be pure effort or like pure, I don't know, action, if that makes sense. So yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you overthink it, you start feeling guilty. I've been there. It's just better to literally teach yourself to not overthink things, especially like progress. Because for me, I would feel guilty a lot when I wasn't making progress in things. It could be chess related, it could be anything. But like, I think, thank you, Bill. I think I've been able to do more when I stopped thinking about how I failed, in the sense that I didn't get everything done for the day. I didn't get everything I wanted done. And more so started looking at it as like, okay, like what did I get done? And like seeing that as a success, right? Being like, instead of being like, oh, I didn't get X, Y done today, I would be like, okay, I got Z done. And what else do I have left to do, right? And that's all within reason. Thank you, Bill. Like, if you have a deadline, it's a little different. If you don't, I think that you work with what you got a lot of times, and you change your mindset over time, and then you become more efficient through changing your mindset as well, because you're not wasting time and energy, crying about things that you couldn't get done or things that you're feeling guilty about. So like, funny enough, they don't seem directly connected, but they are. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll be playing 1510 today. It's wired. Well, it's a good thing you can unwire things. Neuroplasticity and all is a big thing. So it's good. It's good. Like, I hear that a lot from people. They're like, oh, like, I'm just like wired this way, this and that. It's like, not really. It's, sometimes, and I'm not saying that this is what you're doing, but I know that a lot of people, including myself, have used that as excuse before. It's like, oh, I'm just built this way. But like, that's very usually, from my experience, not the case. Like, people aren't built a certain way a lot of times. It's just certain habits that are built over time. So it's not like, it's not something that you can't change. A lot of times you can change. It's very rare that you can't change something like that, in my opinion. Unless, like, again, you have some sort of disability or something like that. But a lot of things you can control, but it just takes time. Yeah. Well, they can't change not because they can't, but because they don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, there is definitely a difference there. Like, some people have the illusion of no control, where they feel as if they don't have control when they do. It's an illusion. A lot of things are illusions, and recognizing when something is an illusion versus when it isn't is extremely important. I don't know many people think in numbers. Like, I feel like those are kind of uh like a little different than what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And I don't know many people who think in numbers besides robots. I don't like, I think that you can basically study a certain topic, you can be in a certain field, and it might make you think a certain way, but it's at least the same path, meaning that, like, regardless of how you think, it leads to the same thing oftentimes. So it's not like, it's not as different as you might think it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a natural thing, but it should be something that's controlled, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's very easy to just overdo it and, like, not get anything done. It happens often. Mhm. Well, we're not really talking about perspectives. We're just talking about control versus no control. What you can do versus what you can't do as a human being, you know? So, yeah, there are certain parts of the brain that might be used more for some people versus other people. But, like, overall, they're all built the same way. You know what I mean? But, like, some areas are just more enhanced at times, right? If that's what you're talking about. But the point still stands that all people have, unless, again, you have a disability or something like that, a certain amount of control. And oftentimes you can control more than you think, but it takes a lot of effort and time. But it's possible. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like Bishop put it a good way. They are pattern recognition machines, so yes, the data you do feed it, the way you train it, everything, but it can also change, and that's my point. You know, research has shown that that's very much possible. You know, so like, the brain isn't rigid, and something like overthinking isn't something that's oftentimes just like innate. It's something that can be worked on. I didn't, Jojo. Well, if you were here last time, the bishop pair is insane. Hi, James. I forgot what we were talking about. It kind of got a little scrambled. I guess I was talking about the fact that people can change more than they think they can oftentimes. It's just that some things feel like they can't be changed because they're hard, you know, or they're habitual. And so it takes time and effort to change them. But that's the thing. Like, I think that if you're going to ask a question about this, I guess the question would be, wait, I had it in my head for a second, but I forgot. Man, I need to get better at explaining this stuff. It's so hard to explain. Like, I have an image in my head, but it's so hard to explain. Yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it, Floppy? Um, okay, I think let me figure out the best way to word this question. Um, mm, I keep, like, it keeps coming to my head, but then I lose it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't need to be so fast paced though, but I do agree much of the world is fast paced. I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying to. It is very this topic is very complex. And so it's really, really, really hard to simplify something like this into a few words. And I'm trying, but maybe I'm not doing the best job. Maybe it'll come to me. I don't know, but yeah, I'm struggling here. Struggling here. Oh, I don't talk about where I live, who I live with, anything like that. Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What the heck was my point? Oh yeah, I was just saying a lot of people think that they're built a certain way. Like they think that they're just not good at math. They think that they're just not good at socializing. You know, it's a way to basically create the illusion of lack of control, if that makes sense. And I think that was my initial point. And that way you basically give away that control, and so you can't blame yourself for any failures in those categories. And so my argument is that it's just an illusion. You can control those things. You can improve in those things. Those aren't like innate things. Like they're something that is more or less a skill. You know what I mean? Like more or less something that can be worked on. So that's all. So I think that the way that you frame something, like if you frame it as something that's out of your control, you're less likely to do something about it. Versus if you frame it like, oh, okay, this is just something that I'm not good at, versus this is something that I'll never be good at, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's very different. Like this, oh, this is like being like, oh, I'm just not wired that way, is basically saying that it has nothing to do with, how do you put it, like your abilities or anything like that, and has more to do with, I guess, like your internal state of being, to the point where like there's no control. You know what I mean? Like that state of being where you can't control it, perhaps. So I'm trying to explain it, but it's so hard. Yeah. Yeah. So it's different on everybody has what, some people have lungs, other people have kungs. I don't know what that is. You know, I think the hardware is all the same. You know, lungs, heart, you know, kidneys, brain. Yes. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna shut up about it now. Mm. Well, I already said that earlier, though. You know what I meant? Like, I literally talked about that. The neuroplasticity of the brain discusses that about brains. So, but you got to understand that everybody, yes, they can be different, but unless you have a certain disability, everybody has the ability to learn. You get what I'm saying? That's very much different than what you're arguing here. Yeah. Okay, but where's your research for that? You're, when you talk about the same ability to learn, that's very different than saying everybody has the ability to learn. Language is very important here. Everybody has the same ability to learn. Everybody has the ability to learn. You get what I'm saying? And I said everybody has the ability to learn. Now, how well they learn, obviously, that's going to depend on multiple factors, but that's not what I said. I didn't say the same ability to learn. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody just, I'm saying everybody has the ability to learn. That's all. So, you know, and like, again, with a lot of the research I've been doing, it does show that people learn the best in certain ways. And the reason why some people learn better than others is because they actually have better tools to learn. Like they actually study efficiently. But that's, you know, a different topic. Well, a lot of times if somebody has to work 5 times harder, it's because their foundational learning skills is what's struggling, not just because they're not smart. Like maybe that could be the case at times, but more often than not, it seems like that's because of the foundational skills. Because learning itself is a skill, and some people struggle with it. because they just don't have good learning skills, so they can't learn things as good as well as, you know, somebody who does. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, the approach, but you know, just again, like I've been doing a lot of that research, so I've been learning. And yeah, so far what I'm learning is that usually the issue with learning seems to be this just lack of learning skills, like lack of understanding how to retain and process information. Yeah, IQ doesn't, like, I mean, that's been proven a lot of times to not be that important in learning ability. In fact, just the history of IQ, the intention was to be able to recognize the students who needed help learning. It was never to test if somebody is way outside of like the average on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't intended to test people who are like 140 IQ, like way outside the other way, but it was intended to test people who score low in order to, I think, give them better tools to learn. So, like, that's like literally the guy who created IQs was against this exact thing that people use it for again. Like, that's what I remember reading about it. And so it kind of paints a picture, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And most people fall on average. Like, I don't know why there's so much obsession with IQ when average is average. Most people fall on that. Some are lower and they need help, others are higher and good for them. But that is just your ability to learn, meaning that how fast you learn. You know what I mean? So it has more to do with speed than anything else. But like, why do we like care about such a small minority in that sense? There's so much obsession with IQ for some reason. But like that doesn't, anyways. Yeah, I believe it was a French dude. But yeah, it was to help people who scored low on IQ tests to learn better. That was like the purpose of IQ tests in the first place. It was never meant to be like this ego thing and like this thing where, you know, somebody who scores really high is somehow better than everybody else. It wasn't intended for that. No, I like learning. I don't really burn out per se, especially because I've been really focused on just foundational learning skills. Some people argue it's not. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys the history of what I know about IQ tests and their purpose. Like, they were definitely misconstrued a bit. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt because a lot of people seem to focus on IQs as like the overall, you know, be all about ability for learning, but that's not really the truth now, is it? Mm, I don't know if that is true when you say more challenging stuff. There's always more to learn. It's literally just how fast you learn, though. That was the idea with it. Like, I mean, from what I know, but I don't, again, like, I don't know too much about that in terms of people with really high IQs and if they get bored or whatever. I've been good. How are you? Hello, hello. Mm, mm. Is that true that they skip grades? I actually don't really know much about this. Is it true that high IQ kids usually do very well in school and skip grades? I'll look into this. I write this down and I'll look into it. I don't know. But I remember the research talked about this, and high IQ doesn't even usually mean you're that successful for whatever reason. It's definitely possible. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really. The reason I just like don't focus too much on IQ, which is because there's much more to smarts than just IQ. Emotional intelligence is a huge thing. They work together actually. Like you need good pattern recognition. That's important. But to thrive in society, you also need to understand society. And that doesn't like, that does oftentimes seems to be more of a social thing that than just like IQ. Hmm. 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 Wouldn't ELO be closer to money in terms of like success if we were gonna use it to explain success? Or mm, I don't know if I have a favorite, truthfully. I'm still studying a lot of them. Like I feel like I have like a I know all of the most famous ones, but I haven't really looked into it further. Are smarter people better at chess? Yeah, that's what I'm curious about, Oliver. I I don't know, that's what I was asking about if we were gonna like measure it. How do you measure it? You know what I mean? Like when it comes to success, I just know that, and maybe this is outdated already, I actually don't know, but the last time I read about it, I know that people who have like higher emotional intelligence have apparently um apparently they what was it? Did they make more money? I forgot what was the measure specifically versus high IQ. I gotta look it up, but anyways, I think that the argument was that high EQ is more of a factor of success in terms of like I think financial and professional success than high IQ. Nice, Jojo. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it depends on your definition of success for sure. But wouldn't you call that smarts too? Like your ability to work around people and with people, right? Instead of just your ability to recognize patterns and how quickly you do it, because that's what it comes down to. Like, if you're average IQ, you will eventually catch on to the pattern, maybe just not as fast. But, like, how many people are super high IQ? Like, that's the thing. Like, people focus so much on these outlier situations, but, like, what really matters is just having average IQ. If you have average IQ, that means that you have the average ability to learn. And this word average has been so like it's been something that has ultimately been attached to a negative like association overall. People hear average and they're like, "Oh, I'm average looking, that's bad. I'm average this, that's bad, this and that." But that means that majority of people are around that. You know what I mean? Like, and why is that somehow bad? That's majority of people. Like focusing on the minority is it's such a like weird thing that we do. I don't know. Like you'll be fine with average IQ. You'll be more than fine if you work hard and you continue learning. Oh yeah, I mean connections, we know that matters a lot. It's a lot of New York is like Nepo babies. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Singe. Well, I'm covering at the moment learning in my other channel, but I would like to cover topics like this in the future because I think that they are very interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely get that. I know that it can predict success to a certain extent. I guess that I'm just questioning how we measure success specifically. So that's all, because yes, you are able to process and recognize patterns like more quickly, but that doesn't somehow mean that you're going to be successful. And when I say that, I just mean, I guess, financially successful, if that's what we're measuring up against. I mean, we can measure it up against everything. We can say relationship wise too, because I think that those things really matter in terms of having like a successful life for a lot of people. And so I'm just like curious, right? So how much would it matter? Maybe in chess, you know what I mean? In chess, high IQ, better, perhaps, but like in your overall life where there's multiple things that have to be considered, like does having an above average IQ really give you that much of an advantage that it's worth obsessing over? That is my question. That's what I'm curious about. Because if you have an average IQ, you can still learn, you can still do well. That is all. And so why the obsession with above average IQ? How did it develop the world though? Like if you think about it, the world would have been fine even without technology. People are people, like they would live, they would die, whatever. Like that's the thing. Like it's interesting how we look at our world today and how a lot of us see it as if like this was the success. But like, you know, was it though? Like, I mean, yeah, cool. It went this direction, but why does that like if it went a different direction, would that have made humanity a failure? I'm just curious about that because I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Like life could have been simpler. Like they could have been other pros. Like maybe you wouldn't live life as long, but is that like how do we measure failure in that regard? So I'm just curious. These are the philosophical questions that Revenge of the Nerds that we should be asking. It's pretty interesting. You know what? I know that from the book Homo Sapiens, he mentioned this too. He mentioned like how we saw the agricultural, age as a success, like whatever, but like, was it really? And I was like, you know what? That's interesting. Like, I never thought of it that way. I always like, I feel like a lot of us, at least I have been preconditioned to think that this is success. Like, this is, what our world led to, like the innovation, whatever, is the success. But like, is it? You know what I mean? It's interesting because makes you think. It makes you think of like all the, possibilities. Targeted how so? Yeah, humans are intelligent, like, you know. Mm, I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I'm not, sharing my opinion on it because I don't really have an opinion on it. I haven't thought that much about it. You know what I mean? I'm just more so curious about success and the definition of success and like how we see certain things as successful, even though oftentimes they're just successful on paper, but they lead to a lot of damage. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting. That's on Freud. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm eating grapes. Right, it is subjective, and so when we say we see tech as success, would our world have been a failure without it? That's just what I'm asking. Like, curious. Anyways, yeah, that book is on Freud. Yeah. It didn't make life convenient, but like, look at how much of us don't move at all and how much of us overthink, and how in our world today people are socially anxious and they don't have good connections, and you know, there's certain things to consider like depression and whatnot. So yes, but I think that it's good to look at the overall picture as well, and think of it that way. Like, it doesn't need to be black or white. It doesn't need to be like you think it's a success or it's a failure. I just think it's interesting to ask those questions because they kind of force you to think in different ways, and to learn in a way too. Like, when you start looking at all the possibilities, you sometimes realize that things aren't what they seem. So it's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm. For some of us, life has become very comfortable. For a lot of people out there, it's not. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Technology has given us a lot of positives. I agree with that. Oh, interesting, Ricard. Yeah, it's been a while. I have to get back into the philosophical stuff because I loved it. I loved learning about philosophy, and the different ideas, thoughts, and how you can apply them. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, in our society, oftentimes, if you're born into wealth, if you are born into an upper class family, yeah, you have much more resources and advantages. But that's not everybody's story. So it's just, again, pros and cons. I like Socrates. I like his method because I do think that asking questions is pretty important. You know what I mean? So just asking questions and listening, and you know what? I feel like that's more successful method than just telling people things. I should probably do some endgame now. This was an interesting conversation. Yeah, exactly. That's very true, game. We wiped a lot of those, you know, uh, funny enough. And I won't get into the other thing I want to say, but related to that. I don't know much about that, Singe. Yeah. I know the mortality rate was really high. Yeah. What was IQ? Well, you guys know what IQ is. Hello, Caesar. We're gonna do some endgame. I'm gonna be right back. I will be. I literally just spilled water on myself. Yeah, let's do some chess. But I feel like we all have some interesting questions to think about, right? Um, at least I do. So I'm gonna think about them. The chess is coming. The chess is coming. Definitely think about them. Alrighty, be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Let's play some chess. I don't know, like, for me, I think that as long as you're learning, you're good. Doesn't matter, like, the pace that you learn. Life is long, and it doesn't need to be like this speedy challenge. So this obsession with geniuses to me is a little strange, just because they're so far, like, there's so little amount of people that can be considered geniuses. Such an interesting, like, reason to focus on them. Like, I don't know. If you think about it, it's a little weird. Okay, I'm going to. What were we going through? I think we already went through deflection and interference, correct? Mating nets, we went through that. Soup song, domination. I think we were going through stalemate. Uh, oh, thank you, Singe. Pawn mates. Okay, let's actually redo it. You got a good point. Let me find it real quick. Um, where was the domination? Because I think it was. I see pass pawn tricks versus work endgame. I wonder if that's included in here. I think it might be. I just haven't been through it. They didn't use it. That is a fun fact. Why? How come? But then applaud them for learning makes it sound like they need like a participation badge. Like a participation award. Like, congrats. You're doing well. Even though there are people out there who can do so much better than you. That's what it kind of comes off like. We should applaud everyone for learning truthfully, because learning is not easy. It takes time, energy, and practice. I agree with Phoenix on that. I do think that there should be, not even just like EQ centric, but I think more emphasis on the importance of EQ and application of EQ into learning, because that is very, very important. Because I think that with EQ, you actually often ask more questions. Like, that's the benefit of it, where you do put yourself in a situation where you're often asking questions, like important questions too. So EQ isn't just like the social thing. I think that it comes down to more, this like interest in understanding humanity and perhaps life further. It's pretty important. Okay. What did switch here? Yes, GameBot. I do agree. Functionality and practicality is very important. There are certain things that you do just need to memorize and remember. Um, but I do agree with a lot of skill building. It's practicality. Okay, so let me see. Which one do we need to go through? Pass pawn tricks. Okay. Yeah, let's go through pass pawn tricks very quickly. Hey, what's up, window? What's up? What's up? I'm curious, like, when people think smart, what does smart mean to you guys? Like, to each person here, what does that, like, what does it mean to be smart? Okay, let's go through these and figure it out. I think that there is going to be... Oh, yes, I know. Sorry, the audio is messed up. All the things we think of. Everybody would think of something different, no? Getting what you want out of life makes you smart. I think that's a really good definition, actually. Weirdly enough, that actually, like, really checks out. Ability to do well in one's environment, that's also a very good definition. Smart can mean looking good. In what aspect? Learning quickly and being good problem solver. So I guess my second question of that, okay, there's like two ways of doing it, is wait, what the heck is playing out? What's the benefit of being smart? Some of you already answered that in your question, actually, but I'm kind of curious, like, what people see the benefit of being smart is. Like, what essentially does it get you? I'm gonna change this music. How do we get to K-pop, dude? Like, I have no idea how we went this direction. I have my email and Discord. Come with the good ideas. Interesting. Makes things easier in life. Right. And I hear that often too, Night. Interesting, Singe. I think that a lot of you guys shared really interesting examples, like definitions of smart, which I do agree with. Ultimately, they all have, like, even though everybody used different words, they all have, like, one thing that makes it up, you know what I mean? Okay, let me change the music real quick. Yeah, but that's more like being skilled in your field or in a certain hobby where you make it look easy, like dancing. You know what I mean? Ability to calculate deeply. Interesting. Okay. I think there's a few ways that I can do this. Sorry, I can do this and they go there. That's clearly not it. It's gonna be this. There you go. So would you guys argue that being smart is the ability to make good decisions? Hmm. Oh, this is interesting. We can actually do this. That. That. No, wait. That's not right. I don't remember this one. Good thing we're going through this. Oh no, it's just this. Then this, that. This. That. That. Always and always. There you go. Smart saying more money makes you smarter. Wouldn't it be smart is thinking, wait, smart is thinking more money makes you smarter? It is related to knowledge. That's the thing, like, you don't need a high IQ to gain knowledge. That's why, to me, that's why I was arguing that it's not as big of a deal as people think. Yes, you might be able to learn faster, but the thing is, once you have that knowledge, that's all that matters. And you use that knowledge to make good decisions, no? So it's just like so strange. So strange. No. Okay. I'm gonna say this. These are puzzles you guys can move suggest. Yeah. Well, we're not talking low IQ. There's this like this weird thing where for whatever reason hyper focus on the minority like that's what I was talking about earlier about low IQ versus high IQ. If most people are average IQ, why focus on the people who are low IQ per se? You know, like when you're making an example out of it. I'm doing good. Yeah. Let's see. Love isn't always on time. Oh yeah, this one was interesting. Well, we have to play this first. And then, if I remember correctly, it was something like that. Or was it this? Shit, I forgot this. Was it this? Let me look through. That, and then that. Uh-oh. I forgot. I don't think so. It's so, I do remember it being G6, I think. But I need to remember the idea behind it. So G6, that. Hmm. Oh, I think it was just like they have to basically make let's see if they went there. That would be pass. Oh, I remember this now. So if they went here, what we would do is play this, they take, play that, they take, and we promote. So they have to go here. Now I don't think it really matters what we play. We can certainly play something like this. I think either one works technically, right? They both work. Push the middle one, the shortcut for endgame puzzles are the three of your own pounds together. Yeah, I think good decisions is what some people were mentioning before there, right? Decisions that benefit you versus harm you. Good night. I think that's like the easiest way to explain a good decision. Like, I want to say this. This seems the more simpler one. Why is that more simple? Like, why this they take here? And then... trying to think here. Maybe there's something... Bye, Jojo. Well, actually, I in my previous video I discussed people with photographic memory. It actually, just based on the research on, it doesn't equate with having high intelligence. It's a completely different thing. So yeah, you can have a photographic memory, but doesn't mean that you have good decision making abilities. They're like two different parts of the brain. That's why. I feel like it could be something like this, but I don't understand that. I think it was what synesthesia, and then the other one that starts an H. I'm trying to think here. This is very weird. Like, there's definitely like a sequence here, but the problem is like this is just ugh. Okay. They take, we play that. Like I would hmm. Trying to think. They take. We go here. But then what? Like, I don't really see the point of this. No, it was like hyperthesia? Let me just look up the thing. Actually, I don't remember. I gotta look it up. It might actually have not to do with memory. I think it was the other one that did. I think that has to do at least with there's like two of them. It's that and then another one that has more to do with like your ability to read everything and remember or something like that. Well, I tried playing Rook B1, it didn't work. It wants me to play this. I don't really understand why. I don't really understand why. Is it this? I just don't really understand it. I think it is that. For whatever reason, I think it has to do with that. Because everything else is taken. So it's this. And that's it. So if we play that, we go here. Oh no, we go here. So everything else gets it forked. There you go. That's... I would not have done that. Probably because I wouldn't have found it. No. I guess because this way you won the rook and then you essentially win the game. Yeah, knight c6 is hard to find there. That's some like next level thing right there. White to play and win, huh? What? Rook h8. And then I'm trying to think what comes after. Rook h8. If they go there though, it's a little... Besides rook h8, it's hard to see like the... It's something about having to... Sorry, I have to sneeze. You know what? I'll be honest, I kind of like king d2 here. Like, think about it, because they can't move their rook anywhere else easily. I mean, I guess they can, technically, but I like king d2 more than anything else. Because I don't really see what comes after. It feels like... It's a funny move, yes. I agree. And then what? Like, if they try to play rook c6, we just play bishop c7. You know what I mean? And then slowly start going from there. Dude, I like this move. I'm playing it. Ah. What? I don't really understand this move. Like, I thought about something like that, but that doesn't... Why does this... I think it still go here. Hmm. What? Seriously? I don't understand any of this. Wait, when did I do this puzzle? Never. Oh, they can't go there. So their king is basically screwed. They can't do anything. Okay. What? Oh, because now it's Zugzwang. They can literally, if we don't take that, they have to move their rook or their king. That's actually pretty crazy. Wait, how do we get to domination? I was reviewing... What? I was reviewing past pawns. Or no, I was reviewing... What the hell was I reviewing? I forgot. A Grandmaster... Oh. Yes, let me help you. Because I'm definitely, totally the GM. What? Yeah, what a move. Well, it makes sense now. No, you guys think of it this way. You will find it. So, they have a passed pawn, and they want to promote that passed pawn, correct? Now, the reason we put our bishop here is because their rook quite literally cannot go behind the passed pawn to promote it, and their king can't move to the 7th ring. And then if it moves anywhere else, mind you, it could have moved here, but it can't because of the bishop. It's covering it. So they're stuck. So this passed pawn's not really a threat. In the sense that, like, they can't promote with their king there, and their rook can't cover it because we win their rook like this. And then we win the game. Now if they take this, same nonsense. Now if they go here, we win the rook. Yeah, so essentially you force them into a position where they're gonna get skewered. No matter what, they're gonna lose their rook. And so they can't defend the pawn. Yeah. So this is actually really good. Like, you can find it if you just understand the purpose of it, which is to skewer the pieces. Yeah, sometimes good enough is better. That was hard. But I totally get it now, and happy about it. Okay, we were going through past pawn tricks, right? How the heck did I end up here? Let's go. I was like, why is it so hard? Now I understand. I did want to go through past pawn tricks for endgame practice. I want to say this. Sorry. This, that, and then it forces them to swang. No? Look. Now we win it. Oh, I didn't have to take it, my bad. Otherwise they could stalemate us. I think we can take here now. Now we force them out. Defining the sequence. I think if you remember the concept, you might start recognizing the pattern. Did you guys see Britney Spears' latest post? I saw it on Reddit. For some reason. This one is pretty simple. I like this. And then that. Yeah, well, patterns. Oh, have any of you see you later, Paul, watched Mind Hunting? I think that's what it's called. About that show with where he's interviewing the FBI is interviewing serial killers. It's really interesting. Interference. Let me just do pawn tricks. Okay, you know what? Let's just go to learning and I'm gonna go through them all over again. I keep getting annoyed here. Let's go through this one. I think we went through that one actually. Okay, this is a good one. Oh, this is definitely a good one. So if we play that, we create a passed pawn. We create 2 passed pawns. And now we can essentially, they can't stop both our passed pawns. Oh, you saw it? I'm finally seeing it, dude. It was so good. I watched the whole season on my day off. Oh yeah, Bishop's really good. Like, I think it's kind of historically accurate to a certain extent too, right? I didn't look it up, but it seemed like it was. And if you guys have watched, you can correct me on that or let me know. But like, yeah, it kind of talks, like, it goes into like, you know, the behavior science, and it's pretty interesting, like the patterns, you know, of these serial killers. So if you like stuff like that, it's actually really, really interesting. Relay? What's Relay about? What were your thoughts, Owen? Baby, come back. Oh, come on. Stalemate. I'm just trying to do the... Oh, interesting, Jonathan. That actually sounds kind of good. What did you say it was called? Oh, I'll play against people after this one. I just wanted to warm up. I mean, I see something like this. No, that doesn't work. I don't want to do this. I wanted to do the other one. Okay, let's just play. Running out of time. Well, I'm not running out of time, but I want to get back to that after. I hate Stalemate's such a pain. I know I need to practice it, but like it drives me a little crazy. Relay. Okay, cool. No, look it up. Oh no, I completely destroy my opponent with the bishops. In a losing position in Endgame. Yeah, they do. And it kind of goes into the minds of these serial killers when they interview them. And they interview them to try to find connections and understand, obviously, if they're born that way or if it's environmental. And so I thought that that was pretty interesting too. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, I have 15 minutes. I must not rush. Well, it was for attention, really. But yeah. Fame and attention are very similar, I guess, in a certain way. But sorry, give me a second. I have to think this through. Hmm. Let me think. Like, I want to say this. I'm in the castle. I actually don't know this line too well, but I'm pretty sure I can learn it. That. I guess I could have played that too. Mm-hmm. Let's do this first. Okay. We'll do this. And then I like... Let's see. Let me calculate this because I am not doing the best with that at the moment. No, let's do this first. I think I might have an idea. I just don't know how well it works. Let me try to calculate it in my head. Don't know if it works. Perhaps it does, though. Hmm. I think that there's a way out for them there. So I probably shouldn't do that. This, that, that. I have enough time, so I'm gonna take my time. Hmm. That. Let's do this first. This is kind of a interesting position. But like I think it's hmm. Oh, what the hell? This? Sudden man. This is getting a little bit in tricky territory. But let's see. Sweet Home Alabama. This is definitely like more of a tactical game where, you know, I'm gonna have a disadvantage in the end game because I'm down 2 pawns. But if I can like successfully attack, I should be good. Sweet Home. Scared me. I don't think that they're gonna castle. But I guess that they are, so now we are not in the best position, I'll say. Let's see. Mm. Okay, well, first of all, no, actually, let's do this. Hold up. I'm gonna keep at it. Hello, Chask. Hello, everybody. This song reminds me of Alabama. Yeah, sure it does. Reminds me of Kentucky a little bit, actually. Alabama. We'll do this. A lot of holes here. Okay, let me think. I want to possibly keep them. Actually, I do want to possibly. No, I actually don't know if I want to give up my pieces. Maybe? Actually, might not be the worst idea. Hmm. I didn't realize that that was gonna be like so. How do I put this? I feel like I'm actually not doing the best now. I should probably not have let them take so much space up. I like this song. Mm. Okay. Obviously I have to attack or else it's gonna backfire. Say you are gone. Let's do this. Opponent's playing moves. Fortunate. Uh like I want to say this. That oh, I see the problem here. They can literally take. Okay, let me think here. Actually. My position's falling apart. It's not good. So I obviously need to figure out something. You know what I mean? And I'm sad. But it's not lost yet. You not safe to make assumptions so early. Fuck, now it's lost. Alright. I'm gonna take my time this next game. Actually, hold up. I need to look at the opening. I know I had tactics, I just kind of couldn't find them. It's been a while since I played that opening. So let me see where I missed it. I did that to myself, unfortunately. So take, push. Okay, this is completely winning. So, oh, all I had to do was play. I just had to keep attacking. That's it. Like, this was completely winning for white. So I was playing this correctly. So they can play this. And then we take. They take. Wait, what happens if they go here? Really? Why is this like... Why is this completely winning? I don't really understand why that's like considered winning. So this was a completely winning position. Uh-huh. Like, okay. So say that they take like this. It's mate. How? Oh wow. That's crazy. That's like mm, wow. Yeah. No, if I only I don't forget this position because it's like a crazy position. All right, let's do one more. Yeah, now I know better. In fact, I didn't even think about the fact that they can castle, but I'll remember that for the hack, so unfortunate. As I set up a very nice winning position. Just kind of messed it up. What'd you like about the book gaming? Why didn't I take it? Because I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see that it forks. And I saw that this knight was being lost. That's all. Like this over here, I didn't want to... Oh, you know what? Actually, it wouldn't have been the worst, because if I did take this... Actually, if I took this and they took there... Actually, this is... Take a look. So if they take like this... Sorry, we take like this. They take like that. We take like that. It's still bad. It's still bad. No matter how they take. We can take this. I mean, it's not that as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It says 4.2 for black, but... Alright, let's go through this again so I don't mess it up. So it was something like this, right? Wait, what the heck am I talking about? It was... Okay, no, it was correct. Trippin'. Okay. They take, and then we play this. And in this case, they decided to play... Was it that? This line? No, it was this, and then I play that, and then they play this, and then I castled. This is already advantage if they play Queen E7. And so I played that, and then they... I believe they play this, and then I play that, and then that. And so all I really had to do was play this because... Sorry, this... Wait, this isn't how it went, because the bishop... That pawn was gone. So... It was like this. Then we play this. Then we play that. And then in this position, we had something like that. So... And then... Check. And apparently, by the way, if they go here, we have a nice little check on them. So they have to go... Surprising, they have to go here. Wait, where did they have... What was their best move here? Yeah. Okay, this is a completely winning position. Like, there's no way that I can mess this up again. Like, now I know. In fact, I thought I just had something because I didn't realize it in castle here and I would be screwed. So that was... That knight to g5 was basically the losing move here. Let's see. One sec. Okay. Or am I in a game? No, it wasn't correct. In fact, I didn't think he could castle. So that was my mistake. Are they playing Smith Mora? I think this might reach endgame. Ironically, honestly, I think that it's maybe not as ironic as it might seem. Well, think about it. What if I play this? Just because I want that bishop. Thank you, Legendary. Thanks, I'm gonna need the luck. This one. Nope. I need to like study his position actually. The pulse and attack. So it's basically you switch like, so if you don't accept the Smith Mora and then they push their e5, you end up in the French defense advanced pulse and attack. And this position can be a little... So I think what's nice here is that d4 is a backward pawn. So it's not crazy to focus on that pawn, but they can cover it pretty easily. So if they can cover that, how do we... Rhetorical question, nobody answered that. How do we... I want to say this, but like, gotta learn how to respond to the move too. This move, that move. Say we play this. That move. What if we do play that and then bishop d7? Correct. No, it'd be knight first and then a3. And then I feel like this should work technically. But it wouldn't though. I still want to try. I don't know why. No, it's terrible try actually. So let's do this first, get that out of the way. Because I think that they would just develop peace there. So let's do this. You should grandmasters. I don't know about that. Definitely getting better at visualizing calculations. I'm still not the best at it. I think I have to get back to studying notations, or at least using notations, not studying, because I haven't done that in a while, and I think because I haven't been playing tournaments, been kind of whack. I wonder if G7's possible in this position. Nobody answered that. It's rated, but curious. Actually, it'd be pretty bad. Well, not the worst, the knight there, but we don't want to lose knight. Just because I feel like there would be a pawn break here, but also I like the focus on this pawn. So what if? What if? Just what if? When is ego good? Let's just continue developing. It is snowing. It's so nice, isn't it? I just need to actively say it. Oh yeah, it's so pretty outside. Oh, how does ego help you survive being chased by a bear? I don't know if it's helpful. Maybe Stern's like classical. I want to go on a walk. Okay. Let me think. Well, I want to take control of the... We'll do this first. Wait, it's not my turn? What the hell? I got confused. Okay. Well, I think first thing we want to do is... I do see a potential push here happening. Let's do this. Ego. Ego. Yeah, I'm curious about the benefits of ego. I'm actually not... Uh, I don't know if ego is the reason for that. At least wholly, I would argue curiosity might be a bigger reason than ego for creating. Or, you know, being interested in things like science exploration. I do think that ego makes us, well, for like makes there's certain decisions that are made. Sorry, give me a sec. I gotta keep thinking here. I don't want to lose your love tonight. You know? Healthy ego. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if you need ego to be confident. I'm curious. I don't know. I haven't looked too into it. Okay. Hmm. Yes, so I think that wouldn't be the worst either. Hmm. How about something like that? Actually, I'm so curious. I really am. Maybe that, but I don't really like the whole creating holes. It's not my thing too much. No problem, we'll play this. Because I think that pass pawn or the middle pawn is more important than the B pawn. Yeah, I do think ego can be really detrimental for learning. Because it's just not objective. Ego protects boundaries. How so? Oh, you let others know you're better than them. Hello. Your cat? Yeah, maybe cats have ego. I don't know. It's actually a solid question, truthfully. I won't take too long. I do kind of want that bishop, but I don't feel like that's the best position for us. Although I'm just really interested in... Hmm. Hmm. So what's the good with ego? Motivation develop? Hmm. Perhaps. Is this sustainable motivation to improve though? It's a good song. Hmm. Personal sense of self-esteem or self-importance. That's the definition of ego, allegedly. Okay. Hmm. I almost want the 2 pawns. Hmm. What if we do that, then this, then that? But I don't feel like it's that good for, how about this, and then that? Let's just develop all our pieces first. Hmm. Give me 1 second here. Gotta continue thinking. Hmm. What if this? Say you take like that, then that. What's the position that it leads to? Well, let's take. I kind of have a headache. Well, why does ego make you achieve money? Do people who aren't just curious get money because they want to do work that makes them thrive in that, category, I guess? I you think everybody who wants money is doing it just for ego? There don't you think there's other reasons people want money? Like to not deal with as many limitations that come with the lack of money? Is that an ego thing? Products and services. Yeah, no, this like specific variation always does this to me. I'm like, oh gosh. It's like you're always playing for some small uh, like for weak pawns or weak squares. Why does curiosity come out of ego? So, do all animals who are curious have ego? Because hamsters are curious. My hamster was curious about every single little thing, every new thing I put in her cage. They're curious though, and he mentioned that ego breeds curiosity. So I was specifically commenting on that. Yeah. Well, prey animals do too. But that wasn't even, it wasn't so much about self awareness, it was more so about curiosity. Because curiosity was used to, you know, directly, I guess, correlate like with ego. In fact, you mentioned born from ego, that curiosity is born from ego. Their own self-importance. Uh... Wait, what was your deep chest question? I missed it. Can help people persevere because they believe. Can't it create closed-mindedness though? But and aren't there multiple ways to technically persevere? You know, especially in a certain belief, and one of them being through, I guess, science, research, reason, which don't need to be linked with ego. Oh, I don't know much about that, Spencer. I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I like this song. Just dying in your arms tonight. I want to say this and then that. And some kind of kiss. I should have walked away. Sorry, this, that. That's what I'm saying. So take like this. Better work. I just died in your arms tonight. That's the best. Let's do it. Oh, I can try a little bit. I'm just a little concerned because sometimes people will watch the stream who are playing against me. Cats are good at calculation. Do you guys like cats or dogs? More, you know, you can like both. Cats be good at bullet. Well, I feel like cats would be better at like classical than dogs. I feel like dogs would be better at bullet. None. Dogs, cats. I like animals. I miss my hamster. Must have been somebody. Just dying in your arms tonight. I should have walked away. I want to say this first. But then where are they going? Should have walked away. This. I could also just do this. It's not that big of a deal. Mm. Like, I want to say this, but I am a little concerned about it. Let's see. Our pawn structure is not the best. Let's do this. This. That. Let's do this first. That. Okay. Now. Take the. I was meant for. Wait. The song. What if we create a passive on here? I want to say that. I have to actually focus on this game. That's that. I know, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm up on time. I'm gonna try to own, but my pawns aren't the best. We have an isolated pawn, a pawn island. They have two pairs of connected pawns. So we'll try. But let's see. Let's see. I want to say this. What is the matter? But I want to create a backwards pawn. Come and get your love. This. That. I'll analyze that after because there's a chance that that might have not been good. What is the matter? We'll do this. This. Wait, that's not good. Come and get. Alrighty. Because I want to do this, but then they can play that. Oh, I guess if they play that, actually, it's not the worst either. We can play this. Then they play that. Play that, and then it breaks apart. Oh crap. I didn't see that at all. TBH. If I go this now, I'm kind of screwed, so we have to actually play this. Shit. That's not good at all. My bad. This is hard. We're gonna be down a pawn now. Get your come and get your love. Not good. Not good at all. I really don't want to lose any of the pieces, but that seems to be what's about to happen. Let me think. I don't know if something like this would even work though. Like, I want to say that, but this is bad. They're very weak. I knew this was gonna happen. They can actually play that, and that sucks too. Yeah, no, the pawns are terrible. I don't even know at all how to play this out. I don't know. I think this is resignable. I didn't even literally, as I said, it was resignable. It happened. These pawns were terrible. Like, this was a terrible, terrible endgame. I gotta go soon, but just gonna have to try harder next time. Gosh, terrible. I better run out of time. What the hell? I had just takes. Ugh. Great. I don't know what happened here. I have a headache. It doesn't feel good. Oh, right. I can't castle. She's an easy lover. Da 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 da. I took too long there. I don't like pins. Let's get rid of them. Da da da. This. This. Da, 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 da. This. Come on. Oh no. Oh, phew. I got scared. Hmm. I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I lost on the clock again. Hey, worst, thank you for subbing. I also am the worst. Oh gosh, the lag. No, stop lagging. I'm trying to win. Don't lag, don't lag. Lag is bad. Lag is all. It's terrible. Hold the line. Da 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 da. Love isn't always on time. Da da da. Okay, buddy. That. Do do do. This. And then that. And then this. Please do not run on the out of time on the clock, that's all I'm afraid of. It's the freaking clock. Wait, I could have taken that. My gosh, please. I could have taken that. I definitely prefer bullet over blitz. I prefer longer formats though. It's this mouse. It's kind of lagging, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Lame. That's so lame. Hold the line. Da da da. Love is nowhere. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Aw. No. Oh my gosh, it's covered. Lame. Ugh. What the hell? Okay. This is better for us, I think, so maybe we'll somehow win now. There you go. Feels good. Let me try the other mouse. My arm has been acting up a little bit, so I'm sad about the games today. I hope they go better tomorrow. No, definitely not the best run. And like this, I tried playing in a regular mouse after playing in a like there you go. Mm. Mm-hmm. What do they just play? I literally don't know. That? This? This? Mm. I'm just gonna make it simple. Why not? It's always easier. Ugh, why do they have to go here, of all places? Mm-hmm. Oh wow, I'm surprised. Very surprised. Oh wow. Okay. Um, I lost on the clock, huh? It took too long. Alright, no more taking long, no more taking long. We're playing. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Hmm. Okay. Let's see here. 10:15. Just a city boy. Living in a lonely world. Anywhere. Maybe that wasn't the best. This. Oh, I went on time. Cool. Oh, Mike, I put on a certain song and it magically happened. On and on and on and on. Strangers. Alright, we're gonna open up the position. Sure, buddy. Try. The nice thing about things like this is that you can actually completely open up the position quite easily. Oh, I guess I could have went this way by just sacrificing a thing or two. You know what I mean? Oh, well, you might want to watch out for mates. I didn't even know that line was open. I forgot about it. But it was almost cool. It was almost cool. And that was a misclick, by the way. Yes, it was almost cool. So annoying. Some of us sing the blues. Okay. We'll do maybe this? Okay. We can play this too. Oh crap, we can't, clearly. Sad. Wait, actually, yes we can. We'll do this. Street life. Oh gosh, don't panic now. Scared. Believe in. I'm scared. Oh my gosh. I don't think the bullet rapid rating needs to be close at all because rapid's not enough time to think. It's not, unless you're an expert. This is obviously talking about people who aren't, so just FYI. Oh wow, I just realized that. It's a problem. Oh, come on. Really? Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Cool. Oh, what the hell? Why did I... Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna question any of it. And then... I like this. This. That. And then I like this. And then I like that. And then this. And then that. Then that. Then that. And then this. This. That. There you go. That was nice. Alright, last game. I just wanted to play some bullets, make myself feel better. You know? Yes, let's play this. Wow. This. I think that's just technically mate. Could be wrong if I play that. Well, actually, they can go... Why don't we play this? Then that. And then we can play this. Then that. And I'm pretty sure that's just mate. We can just take like this. Or we can take the other way too. It doesn't... There you go. Yeah, I mean... Ah! Mouse slip! Aw. Damn it. I always end up with a crappy mouse slips. So lame. This. Okay. Then I like... What do I like? I like this. Then I like that. Then I like... this. Then I like that. Then I like that. Then I like that. Then I like... this. This. And then I like how they're stuck. That's nice. Then I like this. Then I like that. And then I like this. There you go. Yeah, I can't be playing this too much, but it's so fun. It's so, so fun. Oh shit. Wrong move, wrong move, wrong move. Thank God. Okay. Oh my god. I got scared for a second, but we're good. This. And then I think I like building an attack on it. This. That. And then, oh gosh, this. That. And then that. That. Oh my gosh, I just saw that they're hanging. Oh goodness. Oh, I got so scared, but I think we're fine actually. Mm. Oh my god, I'm panicking. I'm literally panicking. Oh my gosh, I lost. Ugh, not good. Faster, faster, faster. Come on. For whatever reason, if they decide to take that. Okay. We can do this actually. It works because we haven't castled. Isn't that great? Why didn't I just... And the burning heart. Mm-hmm. Aw. Well, now I'm kind of stuck in the middle, yeah? Let's do this. Yeah, hold up. There's like a million ways to win this now. Let's do this first. I feel like that was the wrong way. Maybe not actually. Yeah, there's like a million ways. Take a look. There you go. That was nice. Mm. How about you? Da, da, da. Why didn't I just take... Da, 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 da. Taking too long again, aren't I? Let's do this. No. No. Oh my gosh. I'm so regretting this. Oh my gosh. I messed up. Ugh. I don't want to end on that. Yeah, it's hard to stop this, but like, I might as well at this point have done 1510. I really do have some other work to do though. Oops. Let's do this. Da, da, da. Hmm. Interesting. Da, 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 da. Okay. GG's. Alright, I'm done. That was a pretty crazy game. Thank you, Axis. Ugh, I don't want to do this assignment. It's the last Python problem I gotta work on though, and I'm almost done. Just gotta push through. Sad. Oh my gosh, when you try to type and you fail every key. Yeah, that was a strong set. That was cool. The pens were cool. Thank you. Oh, thanks guys. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully the games go better next time. I'm sure that they will. All right, take care, guys.